Good morning, Madam Chair and members. My name is Jay Hansen, and I am a Vice President of the Sacramento School Board and a member of the California School Board Association. Our school district serves 43,000 students in 84 schools with the help of approximately 4,000 dedicated employees. I'm here to urge your yes vote on SB 277 for two key reasons. Number one is the most obvious, for the health and safety of our students and the school community. Just a few weeks ago, two of my schools, Judah Elementary and Einstein Middle School, had cases of whooping cough. When that happens, those schools must take several immediate and potentially costly actions. The school district's health department must be immediately notified. They, in turn, must contact the county health department to report that a vaccine-preventable disease has occurred. Our district health staff then prepares a notice specific to that illness to be sent home with every child at that school. Every staff member at the school is notified, so we ensure a consistent message for the students and the school families. And we want to ensure the students take the note home to properly inform their parents. When it is warranted and more serious, the school principal can also make a robocall to each of the families to make sure the message gets through. And we also work with the local media to get the information out. That's what can happen when one student has one illness. Multiply that times hundreds or thousands across the many thousands of California schools, and you can imagine the complexity, cost, and disruption to the education of every other student. 2 months ago, you and the rest of the world heard about the measles outbreak here in California. It quickly spread to 10 counties and required 3 different schools to quarantine many of their unvaccinated school children for 3 weeks until they could be safely determined to have not contracted this potentially life-threatening disease. Once again, in addition to disrupting the education of many, many school children and causing unnecessary anxiety to thousands of families, the cost to these school districts and the local public health authorities is great. And of course, we cannot forget the children who contracted this easily preventable disease, because they could be in for a lifetime of medical complications. The number 2 reason I urge a yes vote gets to the foundation of education and how we teach. In our schools, we are teaching our children how to think, how to do math, how to read, how to write, what science and biology are. We believe and celebrate the scientific method. It is a foundation of learning and discovery. By asking our students to be vaccinated, we are affirming science in action. There does seem to be a certain willingness to consciously disregard straight science, and is a bit mystifying to me. It is mystifying to our students as well. They learn about the great flu epidemic at the turn of the century that killed millions. They learn about the ravages of polio that crippled hundreds of thousands just a few decades ago. As a school board member and as the education committee, we should stand up for the scientific method we all learned in school. You ask a question, you do background research, you construct a hypothesis, you test your hypothesis, you analyze your data, and you draw a conclusion. Members, we have done this many times over with some of mankind's deadliest diseases, and we know how to stop measles, whooping cough, and countless others. Vaccines are proven to stop these diseases, and that's what students learn also. Our school children deserve to be safe and healthy and to have an education that values science. This bill is another step in that direction. It makes the right choice, and it honors the work of science. I'm also proud that the School Board Association, representing all of our state's 1,000 plus school districts, are in support of this bill. They will be here to state their support later today. The school community clearly recognizes what is in the best interest of our public school children. Please support SB 277.
Thank you very much. Well, Dr. Pan, you beat this by 57 seconds. 15 minutes. So those of you who are in support of the bill, please line up against the wall over here. There's a microphone, and I want just Me Too's name, city you represent, and how you feel about the bill. Please. The sergeants will assist with the flow.
Alex Hawthorne on behalf of Children Now, the March of Dimes, and the Children's Specialty Care Coalition here in strong support.
Thank you.
My name is Keith Luke from Woodland, California, and I support this bill.
Thank you.
I'm Leah Russin. I'm a co-founder of Vaccinate California, 22,000 community members in support of this bill. Thank you.
Thank you.
Erica Rohr-Luke from Woodland, California. I support this bill.
Thank you.
Helen Rohr from Woodland, California. I support this bill.
Alicia Sanchez, representing the California Medical Association. We're co-sponsors and urge your support. Thank you.
Mariel Bolano, a UC Davis medical student here on behalf of myself, and I support this bill.
Hi, Brendan Conchi, a medical student and a neuroscience graduate student from UC Davis. On behalf of myself, I support this bill.
Trevor Klein, I'm a medical student at the UC Davis School of Medicine. I speak for hundreds of medical students that feel the same way, and I support this bill.
Erica Hoffman on behalf of the California School Boards Association, also in support.
I am Laura Shirk, a medical student at UC Davis, and I support this bill.
Hello, John Paul Bubushar, a medical student at UC Davis, in support of this bill. Thank you.
Kathy Hall from Visalia, California. On behalf of the California State PTA, we are in support of this bill.
Leangela Reed on behalf of the San Francisco Unified School District, the Small School Districts Association, and the School Employers Association of California in support.
Philip Bautista, registered nurse and membership director of the American Nurses Association of California, and we are in strong support of this bill.
Lydia Bourne, representing American Academy of Pediatrics and the California School Nurses Organization. We are in support.
John Lee, California State University East Bay School of Nursing graduate, and I support this bill.
My name is Amy Bauk. I'm a mom. I live in Grass Valley, California, and I'm in support of this bill.
Bernadette Ariano on behalf of the California Children's Hospital Association, representing the 8 private not-for-profit children's hospitals in California, and we are in strong support of this bill.
Good morning, Leilani Aguinaldo-Yi on behalf of the Los Angeles Unified School District in support. As mentioned in the analysis, we do have a slight concern regarding the notification that schools are required to do per the bill. We look forward to continuing to work with the author as it moves forward. Thank you.
Good morning, Kiara Ross on behalf of the City of Pasadena in support of the bill. Farrah McDade Ting, representing the California State Association of Counties, as well as the County Health Executives Association of California in support.
Angelica Gonzalez on behalf of Kaiser Permanente in support.
Christopher Castrillo on behalf of the City of Beverly Hills in support of the bill.
John Winger on behalf of Biocom in support.
Marketa Huskova, American Nurses Association California Legislative Committee in support of this bill.
Samira Mokarala, first-year medical student at UC Davis, and I'm in support of this bill.
Gabriel Espinosa, first-year medical student at UC Davis, and I support this bill.
Kat DeBerg, representing the Health Officers Association of California in support.
Renee DeResta, mom from San Francisco, just trying to find a safe preschool. I'm supporting this bill.
Dorit Rice, law professor at UC Hastings and mom, and I support this bill.
Justin Heilman, dad from San Francisco, I support this bill.
Kimberly Hawking, grandmother and mother, I support this bill from West Sacramento.
Amy Alfieri, mother of 2 from West Sacramento, lecturer at UC Davis. I support this bill.
Teresa Anderson with California Academy of Physician Assistants in support of the bill.
Hannah Henry from Napa, mother. I am in support of this bill.
Dr. Kathleen Ruppel, a physician researcher at Stanford University School of Medicine and the mother of a 13-year-old with leukemia, immunocompromised, in support of this bill.
My name is Tiffany Gentry. I'm from Sacramento. I'm a clinical laboratory scientist at UC Davis, and I support this bill.
My name is Kayla Colburn. I'm a mother of 2 and registered nurse in Redding, California, and I support this bill.
My name is Sue Neese, and I'm a registered nurse, and I support this bill. I'm from Redding.
My name is Suzanne Russin. In the 1950s, I participated in the polio vaccination trials, and I strongly support this bill.
My name is David Morrison. I'm a computer scientist and citizen of West Sacramento, and I support this bill. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, Marianne Massenberg, representing UAW Local 5810. We represent 6,500 postdoctoral researchers, mostly scientists, at the University of California. On behalf of science and parents, we support this bill.
Thank you. David Gonzalez on behalf of CAPG. Our providers are responsible for the healthcare of some 20 million patients, and we're happy to be here in support.
Kobe Pizzati from West Sacramento, and I'm a lobbyist here in Sacramento.
not on behalf of any clients, but simply as a father of a 3-year-old daughter in support.
Dolores Duran Flores with the California School Employees Association, representing 215,000 classified school employees across the state. We're here in support.
Morning. Catherine Flores Martin, Executive Director for the California Immunization Coalition, working to protect all Californians from preventable diseases, in support.
Good morning. Most of you know me as in the capacity. I'm Brian Ha. I'm here today as a parent of 3 young children. I'm in strong support. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Dina Grippenstraw. I'm a nurse of Nurse Advocate Associates, and I support this bill. Thank you.
Chair and members, Sean South on behalf of the California Primary Care Association in support.
Jody Crowett from Corte Madera, and as a mom, I support this bill.
I'm Randy Bergen. I'm a pediatrician, pediatric infectious disease doctor. On behalf of myself, on behalf of the Permanente Medical Group, the largest medical group in the country, Kaiser Permanente of Northern California, and National Kaiser Permanente, we support this bill.
Jody Hicks on behalf of the California Academy of Family Physicians in support.
Okay, any others in support of the bill? Okay, thank you very much. Now we'll hear from the other side, the opposition. Please come forward. Okay, you have 15 minutes total, so please begin. Press the red button. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Robert Moxley. I live in Cheyenne, Wyoming. I'm a charter member of the Vaccine Injured Petitioners Bar in Washington, D.C., and I have litigated for a couple of decades on behalf of the religious freedom interests of people vis-a-vis mandatory vaccinations. I have provided the sergeant with a handout that consists of an analysis of exemption rates, vaccination rates using statistics from the California Department of Public Health. And so the first point I would make by virtue of that handout is that exemptions don't contribute to the problem that you are trying to solve. And the vaccination rates are increasing. Since the restrictions have been put on personal belief exemptions in California, personal belief exemptions have been dropping. I'm here to advocate for the fact that religious exemptions are necessary. Religious exemptions, legitimate religious exemptions, are an enormous subset of the personal belief exemptions anyway. But as I noted in my letter to the committee of March 17th, the United States Supreme Court will not tolerate a mechanism for medical exemptions only. It is a denial of due process and a violation of the right to free exercise of religion for any exemption system to only be medical. It has to at least embrace First Amendment claims. And it seems to me that there is an obligation on the part of all legislatures to pass constitutional legislation. In the vein of constitutional law, education in California, as it is in many places, is regarded as a fundamental right. And because it is a fundamental right, the courts would strictly scrutinize legislation that impairs fundamental rights. And hearkening back to a case we all know about, Brown versus Board of Education, it seems to me that by forcing children whose families have religious objections to vaccinations or to certain vaccinations, by forcing those people out of the public schools, you are making an attempt to create a system that is separate but equal. And Brown versus Board of Education, as all of us who are old enough to remember know, there's no such thing. Separate is not equal. So I am here to urge that you do not eliminate the personal belief exemption, because to do so would be to make a fundamental alteration in the relationship between government and citizens. And I submit that it is a fundamental alteration in the relationship between government and citizens that would not withstand judicial scrutiny. Now, the committee will note my decades of experience in the representation of vaccine-injured children, and I don't want to beat on this, but as a legal argument, Madam Chairman, but in my experience in the so-called vaccine court in Washington, D.C., I have personally represented persons, and I have seen many cases where it was adjudicated as a matter of actual causation that children were killed by measles, mumps, rubella vaccine. I have seen hundreds of times more cases where it appeared that measles, mumps vaccine caused profound neurological injuries. So the situation is that the problem that brings us all here, this measles outbreak, several dozen people apparently experienced a fever and a rash. That measles outbreak does not justify the elimination of the fundamental right to education for a substantial minority of California citizens. It's funny how a previous commenter in favor of the bill talked about what we teach our children. One of the things we teach our children is that this country was established on the basis of freedom of religion. And this bill would be to say that freedom of religion is subordinate to any well-intentioned effort of government. So it seems to me that this is a solution in search of a non-existent problem. It seems to me from my experience that the single exemption of a medical exemption is an inadequate thing. It's hard to get a medical exemption, and doctors who would support medical exemptions would be under pressure of a certain orthodoxy not to give them. So personal belief exemptions are necessary. Religious belief exemptions are necessary simply as a matter of American freedom. Thank you.
Thank you.